Okay, let me just adjust this here. Okay, on the early side. Okay, trying to figure this thing out. Okay, I don't think I can be able to do much setup with this thing. Okay, let me just adjust this a little bit, guys. Look, soon people will start tuning in like right away. That's okay for now. Just to get this thing started. It's 10 and I'm almost ready for my live stream. Let's see what I'm going to share today. Today's story is going to be, yeah, as you guys are aware, every day I'm sharing a story based on actual events, which is not easy, but I'm doing it. So for everyone who's tuning in already, thank you guys. I'm still trying to prepare for this live stream. I didn't get everything set up as yet, so just give me a minute. Trying to connect it to this phone. Okay, I'm almost there. Yeah, it usually takes a while. So guys, okay, I'm almost there. Okay, almost ready for this live stream. Okay, I think I'm ready. Okay, so I can start now. Today's live stream is gonna be a little bit tricky. Today's the 10th of December. I know everyone is busy, so the fact that a few people, would show up, that really means a lot to me. I don't know, but I really have some good friends here, really dedicated, really supportive, and I really appreciate that. Um, let me see. So I'm trying to go over today's story. Okay, because because what I do is in all of my live streams, I I try my best to write down, events that taken place and change some stuff around so it doesn't seem so obvious, who I'm talking to. But for some instances, if you are close where, you see me every day, most likely you might have an idea who I'm talking about. Um, but the most part is I'm not really saying anything weird or anything bad. I'm just sharing just simple interaction that I have. So I see I'm getting thumbs up already. Thank you guys for just giving me a thumbs up already. I just started the live stream. I'm just trying to go over my lines because I have my lines here on this paper. So I'm going over it, everything that I written down, and I'm about to share a story with you guys. Hey Shell, you're here like always. I guess I'm always surprised, when you show up, because I know you probably have a lot going on right now. For the most part, I don't always expect you to, show up and stuff like that. But the fact that you show up, is a big deal. should fix my camera, but you know what? I'm not even worrying about it. It's not a big deal right now. Um, it's a tent. I just wanted to, share the story and get this out there real quick. I'm trying to do some fancy stuff really with the scarf thing. I don't know why, but I just decided to do it. And said, "You're welcome. I'm always here." Yeah, that's why I said you are a good friend, a loyal friend, and that's why no matter what, I mean, I'll definitely have your back in many situations because you proven to me time and time that I mean you're here to support and you are a good friend. So I appreciate that. So I'm going over my lines and I'm almost got it in which I could start sharing the story. Um, as you're aware, usually, I'm gonna be here for like an hour, maybe half an hour. I usually say half an hour, but when people start, tuning in and the conversations start going, most of the times it goes over an hour. So today I start exactly at 10 p.m. because my goal is okay 10 to 11 is not bad, and I'm probably gonna try my best. So when it hits exact 11 or maybe a minute before 11 or maybe a minute after 11, I'm gonna be like, okay, that's it, that's a wrap. I did my time. It's time for me to cut it off. Now, for you guys that are here now, do you think I should just jump into the storyline and just get it over with, or you think I should wait a few minutes, to start it because it's only 10:06 really, you know what I mean? So I just started the live stream at 10. So it's only like 6 minutes and you know sometimes the notification, sometimes people doesn't check it, sometimes people are busy. There's a lot of stuff could happen, especially around this time. So and it's Thursday, so who knows. So I don't know if I should start or or just like what, I could always start the story because whoever show up, I could always do like an overall, like what I mean, just give you a rough graph of pretty much what the story was about. Now, this story actually is based off real events, but I just changed some stuff around and kind of make it a little bit more, good and not so obvious to whoever it's about. Okay, so let me see where to start. So basically, I went to Costco. I see a few people giving me a thumbs up already. Appreciate that. So you guys are here to listen because this is a story. You listen, and after I finish the story, then you guys can put your input in it. Um, the story is probably going to take a few minutes, because that's how I do. Or maybe I should wait. But you know what? I think I should just go into the story, guys. I'm already here, so why do I need to wait for everyone to tune in for me to start? I don't think it's fair for you guys who is already here. I don't think it's fair for me to wait. So for the guys that are here, I'm think okay, maybe I might start the story. Sometimes it's good to wait for a few people to tune in, and then I could basically share the story with you guys. um what's so weird is apparently there's a few people here in the chat, but I'm not seeing anything on the screen, which is weird. I don't know what's going on. So a spicy taco is here. Appreciate the thumbs up, spicy taco. Thank you for always being good and always being a good supporter. Thank you so much, spicy taco. So appreciate the love. I could wait a little bit for other people to tune in, but you guys are here. You guys are good supporters. You guys been here now for a few days, so I figured since you guys are here, I can start the story, and other people might tune in, and I just have to kind of like share what the story was about because I don't think I'll be able to go back into details, and it's gonna be too much. So guys, here goes the story. A couple days ago, It started a couple days ago. A couple days ago, I went to Costco to purchase some stuff. Usually that's I don't go Costco all the time, but since you have to have a membership, it makes sense if you have a Costco membership, you try to use it as much as possible because at the end of the year, you have to renew that membership. Depends on the kind of membership that you have, and it's probably like $60 or whatever. You know what I mean? So I think some membership is different, might be $100. It depends on the kind of membership that you have. I see some people tuning in. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. So where was I? Yeah, I get distracted every time I have to say hi to someone who shows up. Yeah, and that kind of like throw me off. So yeah, as I was saying, I went to Costco, and I goes usually get vegetables and stuff like that from Costco, because you get very nice quality fruits and vegetable when you go to Costco, and pretty much Costco have a lot of good quality stuff. So having a membership from Costco, it kind of really helps you out a lot. So that said and done, I went there, and they had these new protein bars, which was more like coconut, almond nuts, and all that stuff. What I mean, peanuts and all that stuff. It's very good, very tasty, low on sugar, the kind of stuff that I like because I don't like anything with a lot of sugar in it. So basically, I picked it up, for me, and I say, okay, this is good. And then, when I get home, I came up with this bright idea to be like, okay, you know what? I think it's a good idea for me to bring a few of these protein bars into work, and I could share them with some of my friends at the job. So I went in with it, and I started handing out like crazy, like handing out for to different people. And most people, they actually like it and they take it. Some people take it, they don't say anything. Now there was this one person, um he was a little bit on the mean side. you know um he said, let me see if I could remember exactly what he says, because I might be paraphrasing. He said the protein bar had too much sugar. Why did I have to purchase a protein bar with a lot of sugar in it? Now, I just said just now, this protein bar did not have a lot of sugar in it. But this guy, for whatever reason, thought that the protein bar that I bought had a lot of sugar. And then he was saying that it had walnuts in it. Why did I get a protein bar with walnut? What if he was allergic to walnut? Well, I didn't even really thought of that. And in a way, you have to think about stuff like that too, because the truth be told, um, you have to think about allergies. You know, people might have allergies when you are, offering stuff. You might want to check. Most of us don't really check on people like, are you allergic to nuts? Can you have like almond nuts? Can you have peanuts? Whatever. But I'm assuming that no one was allergic to peanuts. I mean, that's what I was assuming, because I never really. Listen. If I work with you or I'm around you, family member, I should at least have an idea whether you're allergic to something or not. You know what I mean? Because I've been around you for a while. I always see you eating, and I never hear you say anything about being allergic to anything. So, for the most part, I don't think he was allergic to anything, but he was complaining about the fact that what I mean, it had a lot of sugar in it, and it had a lot of like walnuts. Now, for me, I didn't know what to say in that particular situation, because I felt like I was being attacked. Like I was trying to do something nice, by purchasing some stuff, bringing some stuff, handing it out to for a couple of people. Because listen, right now, when you work with people, it doesn't matter if it's in the health field or wherever. It's always a good idea to do something nice. I'm not doing it because okay, it's the month of December. Christmas is coming, whatever the season, whatever. I wasn't doing it for that purposes. I just wanted to do something nice for some of the employees that work with me. You know what I mean? So that's why I got some protein bar. I think it would have been okay, but it turns out that this one person had some kind of attitude about too much sugar being in the protein bar. In which, for me, I don't take a lot of sugar, so I'm not gonna buy something with a lot of sugar in it. So it pretty much was low on sugar. But this person just wanted to complain. Now, let me see where I was on it. Like, I'm not sure why he was complaining, because he actually ate the protein bar, and he told, not me, he didn't say anything to me, but he told somebody else that, oh, this protein bar was really good. That's what he said. He said the protein bar was good. Listen, but still, I didn't understand why he had to complain about a protein bar that I was just being nice by giving it to him. Now, the bottom line is, guys, let me get into it because it was a short story. Okay? I didn't say anything much to him. The only thing I said was, listen, I'm sorry. I didn't know it had a lot of sugar. And I know for a fact it didn't have a lot of sugar. But why should I argue with someone who I'm offering something to? It doesn't make sense to argue with that person. So obviously I'm the one who's offering, so I think I should be the one to apologize. So I said I was sorry, and I just moved on. No one else complained. Everyone ate it. It was pretty good. It was pretty tasty. It was so good. I had a few ladies came up to me and they was like, "Listen, do you have any more of those? Can I get one more? They're just so good." And this one guy, he had his, and someone went over and be like, "Can I get half of it?" It was like some really good protein bar. You know what I mean? So the fact that this one person was complaining, it makes me feel a little bit weird about it, because I'm trying to do something nice, and at the same time somebody is, knocking me down, and somebody's complaining when you're doing something nice, which it didn't make sense to me. And that's why I take notes and say, you know what, this is a good story, a you can learn a lesson from this, how to, I would say, deal with a situation where you're offering something to someone and they turn around and they're being rude. Because, okay, let me break it down for you guys who are listening right now. In any instances, if you happen to see anyone, a friend, a family member, whoever it is, offer you something, you should take it, or you should say, no, thank you, I'm okay, but I really appreciate you offering. That's it. Simple. I don't think anyone will get offended if you say, don't thank you. But the last thing that I don't think you should do, or you don't want to do, is take something and then you complain about it after you took it. You know what I mean? I don't think that's very right to do. And honestly, like, when it has to do with family and friends, I mean, they shouldn't try to, you know, do anything to offend you when you're trying to be nice to them, because that's all I was doing. I was just only trying to be nice to the people that I work with, that I work with, like close workers. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, they're all the way over. Meaning we see each other every day. For the most part, I spend more time with these people, in my department. I spend more time with these people than I spend time at home. You know what I mean? With families and all that stuff. So it pays to be nice to them where we don't have any problems. Now, the point is, he actually ate it and he liked it, but he didn't want me to know that he liked it. And that's why I'm sharing it with you. Like, what are you guys take on that simple fact that you're doing something nice for someone and they turn around complaining about it, saying that it had too much sugar, and what if someone is allergic to a walnut and all these things? Instead of just taking a protein bar and just go, they was like looking for some kind of excuse to start like some kind of like arguing over things that, to me personally, it wasn't a really big deal. So now I'm thinking, because Christmas is coming, and I'm thinking, okay, I might want to do something really nice before I go on vacation. um, because guys, I'm thinking about taking vacation a few days, and I'm not really sure where I'm going, what I'm doing. The idea is, I could still be around family. Um, but if things are a little bit, weird and families are not comfortable, then I'll still do my isolation thing, which I'll stay in my apartment where, I'm nice and safe and I'm not around anyone and I'm not making anyone feel weird, because people do feel weird now when you work into any kind of medical field. They feel like, okay, there's people here. I don't see anyone over here. So Blair is here. So all he had to do was say, okay, thank you. Yeah, you're right. He just have to say thank you and kindly. Um, Blair agree with Slim, what she says, which actually makes sense. Oh, Christy's here as well. Thank you, Christy. Appreciate the love. Hope you're listening to the story. It wasn't really a long story. I didn't, for some reason, I didn't see anything on the phone. Now I'm checking the comments and I see all these comments going on. But yeah, so in a way, I did feel a little bit weird about the simple fact that I was only trying to help, and he was being, rude. Because if I offer you something, you don't do anything like that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I did feel a little bit offended by it. But for me, I let go of stuff very easily and fast. Um, I'm never the kind of person to hold any kind of grudge or be mad at people, for a long period of time. Like, yeah, sometimes I'm disappointed like anybody else for whatever reason, but I will not hold a grudge. I will not keep any anger. Like, I believe, this is my beliefs, and I'm sharing it with you guys that are listening right now. Everybody who tune in, make sure you guys give me a thumbs up, and I appreciate it. I share all kinds of stories, and I appreciate you guys stopping by, showing love. So, yes, as I was saying that, the fact still remains, guys, that if you're going to sleep and you're mad at someone, you shouldn't be going to sleep being mad at someone. You should try to fix the problem before you go to sleep. That's usually something that my grandma would always, paraphrase whenever we have any kind of, I would say, misunderstanding. She would always say, listen, you know what? First of all, you need to get it off your mind. Say what you need to say before you go to sleep, because anything can happen, which, she's absolutely right. That's what Sim says. I always notice when you offer something, someone said, you don't have all the extra stuff. Just say thank you, kind. Well, yeah, Slim, you're absolutely right. Some people, that's just how they are. No matter what you do, no matter how much good you do, they're always gonna find some kind of problem with something. That's just how they are. That's just people in general. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Because that's one of the things that happened. But um, other things happen. But I usually try to keep the story at a minimum. But today's story wasn't really a long story because I didn't really want to kind of like make that whole situation even more awkward than it is. I was just happy with the simple fact that he ate the protein bar and he told one of the co-workers that he liked it and it was good. So regardless if he was complaining to me, maybe he was just giving me a hard time or whatever, pulling my leg, you know, I don't know what he was trying to do or what he was trying to accomplish, but it's just the attitude and the way he said it. For me, I just didn't really appreciate it. Just said, my mom, I always. Well, well, actually, Slim, that's a old phrase. Slim says her mom would say, if you don't have anything good to say, it's better if you don't say anything at all. So, but in Slim, she's correct. That's like an old phrase that people have been using for many years now, and that phrase is actually accurate. Yeah, I'm getting like message coming in and stuff. But anyway, I'm here on live stream and yeah. So guys, I don't know what you guys weekend look like. If you guys have any plans for this weekend, as I just say, I'm thinking about taking a couple days off. So I might be doing some travel live stream kind of thing. You know what I mean? I might be just I don't know where I'm going. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out the family situation. As I said, right now it might not be safe. You know what I mean, to visit family, especially just now. I did the virus test, because that's what I call it, the virus test, and I didn't get the result. I don't even know if they're gonna give us the result, but I'm gonna look it up anyway. I don't know when the result is gonna be in. So at least if I have the result, I could say, okay, I took it, I have the result, and it might be okay for me to be around, like, family and, I mean, friends and stuff like that. Otherwise, I don't really want to take a chance. I'll just stay in isolation, which, where, to be honest, I'm nice and safe and protected and stuff. Oh, also today, this is something different off the topic of, what I did. Um, this is more about something that a friend shared with me, and it was kind of, on the scary side, like some conspiracy thing, which, I don't really buy into that kind of stuff. Um, but a friend shared some information with me about the vaccine that's coming out and all that stuff. And, he was saying that, the scientists, shared some information, and he saw it, and he was kind of pretty scared about what's about to happen and the results. And you know um, the first trial that they did, a lot of people had like bad reaction, bad side effects and all that stuff. And he was like, he's asking me, so are you going to take the vaccine? um I did some research today just to see, like, with whatever he was saying. And I don't know. I don't know if I should take it. I'm still on the fence about it. I don't know what you guys think, but for the most part, I think, with this vaccine thing, if you have a weak immune system, I don't think this vaccine is for you. That's what I read anyway. I think I wrote it down. There's this website that helped that create this vaccine, where it's coming from. I wrote it down somewhere because I was looking for it all over, and I was then doing other research. And one thing that I found is that, I said, can I see it? It says vitamin D and something called ACH, that those are the only thing that could fight and build up your immune system. So if you ever get the vaccine, and your immune system is very strong because you have enough vitamin D and this, I think it's called ACH kind of thing. I didn't really look up the meaning, but it's some fancy word that, most of us don't really understand. And apparently that's one way to help. But if you have to go through all that stuff, I mean, I say just go outside, get some sun, at least half an hour every day. Depends on where you live, especially if you live in those states like Florida, or you live anywhere in the Caribbean. Those places, they get like that good sun. If you live anywhere up north, you don't get that much sun. It's always cloudy for the most part. So most likely those people are gonna be low on vitamin D. So yeah, I just wanted to, share that real quick, which, say a lot of people are panicking right now, because I think in New York City, soon, everyone who work in the medical field, the frontline people, they're gonna be the first, group of people who will get this vaccine. And then, it's working its way here to New Jersey, because whatever New York City does, um, maybe a few weeks later, New Jersey automatically follows. So that's something that, I can expect. I don't know what you guys' thoughts on the whole vaccine thing, but talking to a friend, he was like panicking, and Yeah, so a lot of people kind of weird about a lot of stuff that's happening. So I just wanted to bring that up. You know, it has nothing to do with my story today, but I just figured because he was so upset about it, and I said, easy. Well, you don't have to take it. But I think he's worrying because he works in the medical field and he feels like they're gonna force him to take it when he really don't want to take it because he knows the side effect. In which, yes, it does have side effect. That's just the reality. Um, Even the flu shot, I take the flu shot every year, and yes, it has side effects, and yes, I feel some of those side effects. But I'm still surviving. So I mean, it's not as bad as I guess this vaccine thing. So yeah, so back to the original story. So now wait, I think I have some message here. There's some stuff that I missed. Okay, I have a thumbs up. Shorty, appreciate the thumbs up. I didn't know that you was in the house. You still here? Let's just chill. Mom was all my mom attention. Oh, how sweet. Frontline. We get it first. Okay, so you guys are in the comment area doing your thing. So thank you guys. I see in a few. I got a thumbs up for everyone who tune in. Giving me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Um, yeah. So guys, so let's chat for a minute because I already shared the story. Actually, you know what? Before I forget, I think it's time for me to try this right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. So, dark 70%. It's called green and black organic dark chocolate. So, apparently it's like some high quality chocolate. So I'm about to try it now. And I needed to try it now because I don't want to forget. Because the last time I forgot. It smells really good. So hopefully it smells as good. Okay. And it has a lot of calories, as you can see. In which is okay for me, for the most part. That's what it looks like. All gold. Like a gold bar. So let's do this taste test because yesterday I actually forgot and Slim decided that I should skip it because I was kind of tired. Because doing this live stream every day, guys, it's burning me out, man. So after this whole thing, see, I'm opening it up. This is what it looks like. Looks pretty nice. Smells really good too. Okay, let's go. Break off a piece. I always like dark chocolate anyway, so if any of you guys ever had dark chocolate before, um, basically let me explain to you what I'm tasting. Dark chocolate is very good for you. for several reasons. One, it doesn't have as much sugar in it. I guess it depends on the brand too. I guess some brand might have a lot of sugar, but you know that it's more pure and it's good for you because it have a really strong bitter taste to it, and that's how you know it's actually the good stuff. So this one, it wasn't too pricey. I got it at I think the supermarket. I just picked up a few of them. I just was just buying stuff, and even though I know I'm not gonna eat it, um, the crazy thing is, guys, all the chocolates that I have been tasting, I still have them in the fridge. And I know you guys are probably thinking, oh, that's just what a waste. You know, you're not eating it. Why are you doing the taste testing or whatever? You know, it's just a waste of money. And I'm saying, okay, maybe you're right. But at least I get to taste it. Like most of the chocolate, I never tasted before. So I don't think it's really a waste if it's something that, you know, you want to taste. I just personally think it's just good to try all these things. Okay, like right now, if I wanted to, I can eat the whole thing. I could enjoy it, but basically, that's not what I'm into right now. So, yeah, I already shared the story with you. I don't know what. Let me see what else is going on. I know you guys are here. Today wasn't like a big story or anything like that I could share with you guys. Um, let me see what else I have here. Maybe I could share something else. Because today's story was kind of short. It wasn't like a big hit where people want to conversate about it. So, yeah, so some of the stories, you know, I don't think I really want to share these stories. They're just weird, you know what I mean? Like because people say things to me that's weird. So if there's no like lesson to this story, I don't really want to share it. You know what I mean? Let me see what you guys are saying. I see you guys are there still chatting up a storm. You did put it away. So I got my pen there on. Okay, private. That's great. Okay, you guys are having conversation. Appreciate that. I was just thinking about. Okay, listen. I'm gonna share some info with you because I have some time. I already did everything um, just to get it out of the way. I shared the story. Um, I shared the chocolate taste testing, and now I'm just gonna share some info. Okay. Now I don't know how many people are in the house. Let me see how many people here. What happened to baby? Oh, Slim, you still remember that story? That was an old story from back then. Yeah, actually, she moved. She moved away. She went to live with a friend because the thing is that was a really crazy situation. You see, the thing is there was so much thing happening. I don't keep in touch with all these stories, but basically, she was living in P Town here in New Jersey, and she moved to live with a friend because the mom apparently don't, you know what I mean? The mom situation, you know, can't be able to go to the house to stay there, had to stay in a hotel or whatever it is. So she didn't stay with him. Okay, for you guys that are there, you probably wasn't there for this story. Slimmy was there, you know, because Slim been here for like that's actually the story that you're talking about, Slim. That wasn't even for December kind of story. That was on one of my live stream before like a while back. So basically, overall, the story was just basically about this girl that I knew. Okay, she was going through some problems with her boyfriend. Um, you know, she was living in New Jersey, right? And the guy, you know, he was living in a different state. He came to New Jersey. You know, they hook up, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, it she got pregnant. And he said, okay. The mom said, if you got pregnant, you can't really stay here, you got to go out, you got to live with him, whatever. So, she explained to him, listen, I need somewhere to live because I can't stay here with my mom, pregnant, stuff like that. So he said, okay, you could come and you could live with me. So she moved to that state to live with this guy. So when she moved to live with this guy, she's there with him. She's not working, but the guy was working, because she was still pregnant. You know what I mean? So she was saying and thinking, okay, as soon as the baby comes, you know what I mean? Maybe the mom could come down and help her out because I think that was at the time. I think it was her first baby or whatever it is, and I think she was young too. So because of that, I think I'm trying to remember, um, all the details. So because of that, she lived with her boyfriend. She was living with her boyfriend for a while. I think I said 8 or 9 months when the mom said, okay, I'm going to go to this state to visit her so I could help her out around the house or anything like that. Because, the mom figured that, okay, she have a big stomach. You guys know how it is, having a big stomach. Being pregnant, expecting, however, it's hard to move around and bend down, and it's hard to just maneuver the way how you used to maneuver. So the mom said, "Okay, I'll come down to help you out." So when she was like, "Okay, well, let's see what's going on." Blair got that thinking, and then she moved to Florida. Yeah, yeah, it was down south. So she moved down south, and after she moved down south, she was living with this guy, and then the mom decided to visit, right? The mom wants to visit. So when she was like, okay, listen, my mom is coming to help me out around the house, all of a sudden he said, listen, not in my house, where's she gonna stay? And she was like, well, my mom can't stay with me here and help me out while you at work and stuff. He said, no, you're gonna have to put her in a hotel or something. So that's what she did. She ended up, book a hotel for her mom to stay because the boyfriend did not want the mom at the house. Now, I don't really know the guy. I just know the girl. You know what I mean? I know her, since she was young. So the bottom line is I kind of don't really agree with the fact that, the boyfriend would say, regardless, I think what the boyfriend is feeling, I don't know if you guys understand this or not, but the fact that the mom told her that she has to go live with the boyfriend because obviously she was living with the mom first, and the mom was like, since you're pregnant, I can't really help you, you should go and you should live with your boyfriend or whatever, and you guys maybe could raise the baby or whatever it is, in which that wasn't a bad idea because if a woman is pregnant, she should be around the father, what I mean, of the baby that she's carrying, which is a good idea. It's a good bonding experience, stuff like that, but most mom, what I mean, if the daughter, whatever it is, don't have anyone to go to, I guess the mom will take care of her, however, and so forth. So, after that, it turns out that they got into a big arguing and stuff like that. So she ended up have to go to the hotel to stay with the mom for a few days until the mom ready to return. Now, that was a sad story that I shared with you guys because right now, currently, right now, she's with a friend. She already had the baby. You know what I mean? I think the baby is like almost 1 year old or something like that. So obviously, when something like that happened, you knew eventually there's gonna be some problem. Listen, in every relationship, there's always sign to show that, listen, you know what, that's not gonna work. This relationship is not gonna work because every relationship is a give and take. You have to know when to give and you have to know when to take. If he really wanted to be with her and raise his child and get married and become like a family, he knows that, okay, there's certain sacrifice that he has to make even when you don't like it. Certain things in marriage you're not going to like it, but it's the right thing to do, so what you do it. So in his particular situation, It was his house. He was the only one who's working. She was pregnant, and because I don't really like recommend anyone being pregnant working. You know what I mean? That's just an accident waiting to happen. So the simple fact that he was the one who's working, and whenever she like came to him and be like, listen, you know what, my mom is coming, she's gonna help me out around the house, because remember this, when he's at work, don't think that she was just sitting around watching soap opera, or that I think they have daytime shows or whatever, what they call it, real life shows. See, I don't know, listen, I don't watch TV like that, so I don't really know what it's called. The point is, daytime saga, whatever, I think something like that. The point is, she wasn't just home watching TV. She was actually cooking. She's cleaning. She's doing the laundry. She makes sure that his clothes is nice and folded the way he wants it. Sock everything. You know what I mean? If she need like grocery and stuff like that, you know what I mean? She, you know, maybe take a cab or she drive. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know if she had a car. I didn't ask all that question. But I know she was doing most of the stuff. So all he was doing basically is just working, paying the bills, and she was doing the other stuff. So basically, she was kind of working too. If you look at it, any woman who stay home all day, and when you come home, you have food to eat, the house is clean, you have your clothes, you don't have to worry about it. Everything is where it's supposed to be. I think you know what, that's a win-win. You're not losing anything, because she's helping you with the things that you don't have to do. So I guess he wasn't thinking about that. So she ended up staying with a friend right now, with a young born baby and all that stuff, which those things are sad. Whenever you hear anyone, no matter who it is, find themselves with a young baby. And she said, Blair says, life is a balance. Well, yeah, you're right. Life is a balance. In any situation, you need to be able to balance stuff. So you cannot always win. If you in a relationship and you always want to be the one who win, eventually you're gonna lose. It just happened. That's just natural. Those things happen all the time. So for that friend, I haven't talked to her for a while, so I don't really know the situation, what's going down. Just like the last time, we spoke, she was like, she's staying with a friend right now. She just needs some time alone. Now, I don't know what you guys think. Like, when you hear a lady say, listen, you know what? I'm not staying with my husband right now. I'm not staying with my fiance. I'm not staying with my boyfriend right now. I just need some time to think. Now, for me, I don't know much about women in general, because women is so complicated, but I know enough to know what that means. When a woman would say she need time to think, it's basically just saying, in my perspective, that what, she's not sure about being with this person. That's all it is. When somebody says, listen, they need time to think, in this from my experience, that they need time to think, it just means that, listen, I'm not sure. And whenever they say they're not sure, anything can happen. So basically, maybe she's waiting for him to make some changes. Because, okay, we all know, in any situation, whether it's on the man side or the woman side, anytime you really want to be with someone, you have to put yourself out there. You have to let the person know that, listen, okay, from now on, this is how it's going to be. I know I messed up, but you know what? I'm going to do things the right way. Just give me a chance. I'll show you. I'm not going to mess up again. So, and some people, what I mean, they'll be like, okay, well, if you're sincere, then I'll think about it, and, just give me a couple of days to think about it. And, we have a kid together or whatever it is. So I think that's the best move to make. But as soon as you mess up again, that's it. Because in most instances, I think, whether it's on the woman's side or the man's side, some people get a lot of chances, but for you to really know whether you want to be with someone or not, they only deserve two chances. Okay, two chances meaning it shouldn't ever be a third strike. Basically, it should never be a third strike. Meaning the first time, it could be an accident. So the first time it's always okay to forgive the person and just try to work on it. And you remind the person, say, okay, these is my terms. These are my terms. Like if we're gonna do this, this is what I expect. And if you're not doing what I'm saying, okay, this is what I'm expecting, you're doing something else, then you know what? Then it wasn't meant to be. So once you put your terms out there and the men agree with it, and you know what to expect, you know, for most of the time, men in general, they will agree to these terms, but eventually they're gonna do their own thing, because that's just some men. Some men, they just will never change. They are stuck in that small little box. They always think it's about them when it's a bigger picture. And whenever you find a man who look at the big picture instead of that small box, because when it's a small box, it's just him being selfish. And when you're selfish, it's because you're in this small circle, and everybody that's outside of the circle, you don't get, you don't understand. So basically it's always me and I'm right, and it doesn't matter, it's just my way or the highway. And everybody know it shouldn't be like that. That's just normal common sense. It cannot always be about you. Like I said before, give and take. Like sometimes it's for you, other times it's for her. It's, for instance, like, if say you guys go to the movies on a date, or you have date nights or whatever it is, and all the time, you want to watch what you want to watch, because you don't like chick flicks, you don't like emotional flicks, you don't like romance and all that stuff. You want to watch action. You have to understand that, listen, you know what, since we're going on a date night, I'm not going to watch any action. I'm just going to watch what she want to watch. You know what I mean? And then if she knows that, okay, he likes action movie, then she'll be like, you know what, I really want to see this chick flick, but you know what, I'm gonna watch what he want to watch. And then you'll be like, I'm gonna let you choose. That's how it works, hand in hand. You gotta help each other. So in her situation, let me see what she said. I have to check my phone. I don't know what's going on, but for some reason I'm not seeing anything here. I don't know. I can't figure it out. But I can see it here on the other phone. And this is probably the first time that this is happening. Slim says it's 1 and 2 and 3. That's a wrap. Oh yeah, she's right. I say, listen. First, some people actually, Slim, believe it or not, believe that when a man mess up, he only get one chance to mess up. For me, being a man, I would say that's not fair on the behalf of men in general, because the first time someone messes up, I mean, really, it could be somebody else's fault. It might not always have, his worst intention. He might not meant to do something good, and it turns out in a bad way. Like, he's helping a female. Next thing you know, that she wants to be with him or whatever it is, and he just started out trying to help. So it's a lot of things that could happen that leads to things. So you can't really blame him. But after you talk about it, and then you guys discuss that, okay, these are the lines, okay, and it's going to be a while, because I don't believe that whenever anyone messes up, you shouldn't let them off easy. You know what I mean? Like, if you let anyone off easy, they're going to be like, okay, I could do it again, and I'll be getting let off easy just the same. So there should always be some kind of consequence. Like, you mess up, you're gonna be paying for it for months. You know what I mean? You give him a routine and say, listen, this is what you gotta do every single day. And then maybe slowly I'll start building back trust and all that stuff. Like, if you would say, listen, you know what? Okay, I want flowers and chocolate every single day. Even though that sounds kind of extreme, well, that's what you gotta do. Because if you really want to be with this person, because not everyone finds a soulmate like Blair, and other people, it's rare you find a soulmate. So if you have a soulmate and you messes up for whatever reason, you forgive, you forget, because that's what life is all about. People make errors, and you just got to keep working on it, and that's what we do now. We make mistakes. I mean, everyone makes mistakes, a matter of fact. But I don't. I think men make more mistake than women. Um, Women, they have a better intuition than men. So obviously, let me see. Hold up, somebody say something. Obviously, they said, okay, would you give a chance to? Oh, somebody said something. Let me see who it is before. She said, I think it depends on what the mess up is. Okay. So someone says, it depends on what kind of mess up the person did. Um, in some instances, I believe that if it's a physical abuse, where for the first time you said something and he reacts and he lays hands on you, I'm saying in that situation like that, I think you should forgive the person, because the first time he lays hands on you, even though we know I don't condone that kind of stuff, guys. So don't chop me up right now. Don't get me in trouble. Um, because I don't condone it. I don't think men should ever put their hands on a woman. However, I think for the first time, I think it should be a pass. You'd be like, okay, well, maybe he didn't know what he's doing at that time, so I'm gonna let it slide. But I'm gonna let it slide with these rules on hand. You know what I mean? If once you let him know the rules, and then he still want to do it again, then you already know. Okay, that's it, no problem. You just don't say anything, and then you do what you have to do. Now, let me go a little bit more deeper into in a scenario. Okay, so for instance, so say maybe she drinks, or maybe she's, um, I don't know what kind of situation to put it in, or maybe she's on some kind of medication or whatever it is, and so say she's acting unruly, and the guy can't really, get her to calm down, and you know, um, I guess she pushed him, and with his reaction, he's like slap her, I mean smack her, whatever. I think in a situation like that, it should be okay to forgive him, right? Or what if, um, you guys are arguing and she smacks him, and he just, for reaction, he smack her. But you already know that most men, they might be a little bit bigger, they might be more powerful than the woman, so she might feel it more. So in an instance like that, I'm thinking personally, I think she should forgive him, because remember, she's the one who smacked him. But normally in society, the man is supposed to take the smack, right? Like, don't you guys think that if a woman is upset for whatever reason, because women could get upset for simple stuff like, why are you looking at her? Even though the person might just walk right in front of you. So yeah, of course you see the person walk right in front of you, but yet still, your wife, girlfriend, whoever it is probably going to ask you some crazy question, who you looking at? And then when you as a man trying to defend yourself, like babe, what are you talking about? I'm not looking at anybody. And then you say, didn't you see that woman just pass right in front of you? You was looking at her. And he was like, no, I was looking at her. And because of that, before you know it, it started into some kind of crazy arguing, and then she smacks you. And then with reflex, you smack her. So I think in an instance, in some kind of case like that, it should be okay. What's that? She said, Marvin, it doesn't matter. Drinking, smoking, if she hit him, a man should never hit her. Walk away from the So Blair says, um, in any instances, it's always wrong to hit a woman. I already said that, so I already told you. But I'm just saying that the scenario was the guy had a reflex. That's what the scenario was about. So, okay, picture this. Do you know how many times someone tried to scare me, and as soon as they try to scare me, you see me, I get into the fighting stance, and sometimes I want to throw punches or whatever it is. In But that's just a reflex. It doesn't mean I really want to fight this person. I'm just saying that if you jump out like from nowhere, don't be surprised if you get a elbow or you get a uppercut or you get a kick or something. That's reflex. So Blair, all I'm saying is that even though I know it's wrong, but on a circumstance where it has to do with reflex, I think that should be forgivable. We know it's wrong. I never said it was right. I'm just saying that in that particular instance, it should be forgivable. So that's why I said there should be a two rule. Like the first rule, you let them know that, listen, okay, it was a mistake, like the scenario that I just used. Because if it's really too extreme, of course, who's gonna take anything extreme? You know what I mean? Like for instance, the Rihanna situation. After what happened to Rihanna, I don't expect Rihanna to even think about being with that young guy. You know what I mean? I don't think for her to even second guess and be like, you know what, I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna be with him, and all. She would never do that. So once something extreme happened like that, where you end up in the hospital, you know what I mean? Of course, you see, hands down, you don't have to second guess it. If any man, boy, whoever it is, done something like that to any woman, where she has to wear glasses and she's swollen and she's in pain and hurting, that's it. The first time, that's it. You're already out. So in that instances, I understand what Blair, what you're trying to say. The first time, somebody asked a question. Let me go back. Physical abuse. There is no excuse, no pass. Physical abuse is serious. Okay, Blair, I get what you're trying to say. She said physical abuse is no excuse, no pass. So you don't get pass for it, even though it's a reflex. Which that kind of weird, because most of the time someone having a reflex, they don't have control over it. It's kind of like, you don't have control over your heart beating. Sometimes your eye, you blink your eyes like how many times a day. You don't have any control over, okay, you know what, I'm not gonna blink all day kind of situation. You ain't gonna be able to do it. You know what I mean? Because your body naturally do these things. It's just like, other things inside of your body. You know what I mean? Your body naturally does these things. So that's the same thing like reflex. There's certain things that you might not able, to stop it. So because you wasn't able to stop it, it should be forgivable. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying it's not right, okay? Remember, that's what I said earlier. It's never okay to lay hands on a woman. It's never okay. And I just wanted to get that out there, because I don't want people to think like, okay, I'm supporting that kind of stuff, because I'm not supporting um, any kind of abuse, and I will never support any kind of abuse. This is that Marvin. It doesn't matter. Drinking. Okay, yeah, I know it doesn't matter what. Somebody said something earlier. Is that I think it depends on what's the mess up. That's earlier. She said that. No way would you slap a woman that you love. Reflex is an excuse. Ha. So, okay, Blair, I understand. I understand. You got a point. Um, but yeah, love is a strong word. No, and yes, I know it's hard to believe that it's hard to control your reflex. There's certain things that you just can't control. But however, um, if you have control, it's easier to walk away. That's all I'm saying. In most instances, you don't have control to walk away. I know many people. a lot of people, actually, women who, for many instances, they were abused, you know, and they stayed in the relationship, they stayed in the marriage, they never leave, you know, especially for the religious people, they don't have anywhere to go. So whether the man is abusing or not, um, you will never leave that person. You would have to stay there and maybe be uncomfortable for the rest of your life because you're already trapped in that, you know, mentality. You know, because the once the religion gets you, that's it. You're not going anywhere. Because otherwise, your whole family, everybody will shun you, and that's the next thing you know, you ain't gonna be able to, you know, be around your family. Everything that you know will be like gone. And many people can't live like that. You know what I mean? They have to always be around family member and stuff like that. So it just depends on the circumstance. But I do agree with what Blair is saying. She do believe that what Sim says. No man nor woman should be put hands on each other. Okay, Slim, I think you said it perfectly. You know, she because whether it's a man or a woman, you know, laying hands on each other, that's a bad idea. You know, and I always say this, it goes both ways, and I really believe that. But yeah, I could go on and on when it has to do with abuse. As I said, I have many stories on the whole abuse things. You know, I have friends, family members, you know, that been through the abuse situation. So that kind of story, you know, I mean, I have tons of those stories, but you know, as I said, I don't really support the, you know, men abusing women and stuff like that. I don't know any situation where a woman abused men, but I'm sure there is some instances where some woman can be abusive. You know what I mean? Maybe that's a different conversation for another time. We could talk about how some women can be abusive. You know, they'll just, with their anger, attack a man for whatever reason. I'm sure they'll probably have their own reason why they attack him, but yeah, these things does happen. It might not happen as much, but it does happen. Yeah, but Blair, you guys been here for a while. I've been here for a while. Um, it's already 11, and you already know that's the time I usually go. I don't want to stay here as long. That's why I did the taste testing early, and I did the story, which was a short story. I didn't want to share a long story or anything like that. So, you know, the fact that you guys tune in and here, and I really appreciate that. You know, you guys can have a good night, and thank you so much. Like always, um, like Blair and Slim, if you guys want to get in touch, you guys know how to get in touch. You know, I'm here like always. But I'm gonna see you guys. Just stay safe and thank you for tuning in. Like always, guys. I really have to run today. I don't want to be here for like a long time in talking. It was just really quick, and you know, you guys kind of make the time go even faster with the quick conversation we was having about abuse and stuff like that. So Slim, you know, just take care of yourself, be safe, and Slim, you already know. As I said earlier, if you want to get in touch, you already know how to do it. Stay safe, guys.